What is up, guys? We are back for another meal prep. And so let's dive right in. What are we doing, though, guys? What are we doing? We are cooking a meal. And so we got to get everything ready to rock and roll. I'm super hungry. I've been super hungry today. I've been really lean today. Quad veins have came back today, which is crazy. That's a weird experience in and of itself. Like, they're freaky, but they're not here all the time. And remember, we are going for freaky all the time. We are going for ab veins and veins. I carry a lot of fat in my midsection. That's where the genetics like to pack it on me. But I have huge quads. And so the quad veins are starting to come back out, which is dope because we got a little soft. We got a little fluffy there recently. Not super fluffy, not concerningly fluffy, but we upped the calories just a hair too much. And so now we're back regulated. We cut calories down just about 100 to 150 calories, and it is good, y'all. It is good. So we are going to fix our second meal of the day, and then we're going to crush it. We're going to get it in our belly, and it's going to be so good. Guys, I am rambling. Chime in, leave a comment, help me not be so lonely in this endeavor. If you pop in and you pop out, that's a-okay too. We're not for everybody. We're not everybody's cup of tea. And if we try to be, that just the people-pleasing thing, the placating thing, it's not for me, guys. It is not for me. But here is what is for me. That was super weird. That was super tautological in nature. But we are fixing dinner, and it's going to be so good. We are going to have some beef patties. We are going to have some salmon patties. We are going to have our frozen vegetables. Yes, indeed. Yes, we are. And it's going to be super good, y'all. I am pumped for it. I am pumped. Because here's the thing. I'm so hungry, guys. I could eat a horse. What's up? We got 6 people and no comments. Leave a comment. 17. Do not make me be so lonely, guys. I mean, I do pretty good on my own. I live by myself. I've been by myself for like the last year. Just me and dog. We rock and roll. We do pretty good by ourselves. We would have never, ever been comfortable with that back in the day, though. Like dog would have, but not me, guys. I was terrified to be alone. Just absolutely terrified. But then we got forced to be alone. The wife left. I lost custody of the kids in a different order, but nonetheless, alone. Loneliness was crazy. And it was like do or die. You either figure it out or go insane. And so we were bouncing around hotels, motels, the Holiday Inn. I'm just kidding. We didn't stay at the Holiday Inn. We couldn't afford the Holiday Inn. But we did bounce around to hotels and motels. We couch surfed a good bit, and we slept in the truck, which is crazy. That was a wild experience. Would not recommend, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. And it's all a learning experience, guys. Like, what a cool learning experience in and of itself, right? I certainly was not humble enough to think that I would ever sleep in my truck or be homeless or not have money for food or stuff like that. Like, it was a weird experience, guys. But we were there, and nobody bailed us out. We bailed ourselves out. We had to hold our own damn hand. We had to pull ourselves up by the bootstraps. And I'm grateful for it because we are in a much, much, much better place mentally. Yo, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. If only the outside was a fair representation of the mental inside, like the transformation on the inside is 1,000 times better than the transformation on the outside, which is wild because the transformation on the outside is really cool, right? Like I've lost 84 pounds in 11 months, which is crazy, especially since I was only 257 to start with. I mean, that's big. Don't get me wrong. I was a big boy, but we could have been much bigger. And if we were bigger 84 pounds would be like more reasonable. But it's dope, dude. It is dope. So I'm glad you've turned things around for yourself. Wow. Yes, I am too. It's a cool experience for sure. We it's not perfect by any means, right? Like we are not sitting pretty, so to speak, but at least I have an apartment and we have money for food and like we're not homeless anymore, right? We've got the basics. We've got a lot more than the basics. We've got computers, internet, like things are okay, right? We're still building though. We're still building. But we can at least like sleep comfortable at night without thinking about how like we're not gonna like we are not at risk of being homeless tomorrow. That's the way to put it. So um it's a good place to be for sure. And it's a cool transformation. So I enjoy it. I'm super happy. It takes time, absolutely. And I think the coolest part of the entire experience, right? Like all of the pain points. I was talking about this today to somebody. They sculpted me into the person that I am today. Like I would not be where I'm at today. I wouldn't have acquired the skills that I now have had life not smacked me in the freaking face and like brought me to my knees. I just wouldn't have it, right? And so all of those pain points were building skills that I didn't know I needed that are allowing me to be successful in life right now, right? Again, we're not like we haven't achieved success, but dude, we're in a different spot and it's so much cooler. How long did it take you to achieve that figure? So I lost 75 pounds from April 2025 to Christmas of 2025. 75 pounds down. I did it without tracking anything, no counting calories, no tracking macros. I changed a lot, don't get me wrong. But the two biggest things that had the biggest effect, I only ate twice a day, so lunch and dinner. And then I quit snacking, zero snacks. My typical go-to places were like Tropical Smoothie, Mission Barbecue, Chick-fil-A, Chipotle, Moe's, Jimmy John's. I was regular at like all of those places. And then I would eat out. So I ate out 24/7. I never cooked a home meal because remember, most of this time I'm sleeping in hotels and motels. Some nights I'm sleeping in my truck. And then other nights I'm like couch surfing between a couple different friends, like 2 weeks here, 2 weeks there. And so it can get rough, and we definitely don't have a place to eat, right? No kitchen, no stuff like that. But at those meals, I would not restrict, I wouldn't binge, but also like I wasn't much more than mindful. I was like, cool, man, like let's not order like 18 desserts. But at the same time, there wasn't much more effort than that in the meals. I was working out. Again, I wasn't snacking, and snacking was probably my biggest thing on why I gained so much weight. I was always a late night binge eater. Like, it was like a warm hug, man. I would get sad, and then the food would be my best friend. And that sounds really ridiculous, but it's for sure how I felt. I don't know what void it was filling. I'm glad that void's not here anymore, but that was the biggest change. Now, I was much softer in December and January. So I went to, after Christmas, went to New York City, did New Year's Eve in New York City. That was super dope. It was like a 4-night, 5-day trip, stayed in Times Square. It was fantastic. And then on that trip, I was sitting there like looking at myself. I was like, hey, man, like I've lost a lot of weight, 75 pounds since April. That's amazing. But I think that we could do better. I'm not as lean as I want to be. I'm not as aesthetic as I want to be. And so I think it's time. Like we've kind of coasted here. We've sat here for a little bit, and like it's time to do better. So started tracking when I got back from New York. So started tracking like macros and calories. In general, not my jam. I don't like it. I don't really recommend it to the people I work with. It can be a tool where we can learn things, but I don't necessarily think it's super sustainable. But we've been tracking for about 8 weeks, maybe 10 weeks, something like that. And we are actually like almost the same weight that we were in January. We cut down to 173. So we went from like the high 180s. So the day I got back from New York City, I was like 190. We cut down to 173 over like, I don't know, like 6 weeks. And then we reverse dieted from 173 back up. And so this week we hit our highest weigh-in at like 184, I think. And the game plan is to reverse diet up to about like 3,500 calories a day. I want that to be my maintenance. But I think we did it a little too quick. So we went from like 2,400, blah, 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 2,800 rocking and rolling. I was getting hungry, like blah, blah, blah. Went to 3,000, started getting a little soft. And I was like 4 or 5 days into 3,000 calories a day. And I was like, cool, we're a little soft. Let's cut it back down. So we're about 4 or 5 days back down to 2,850. And we are much leaner than we were 4 or 5 days ago. So it's crazy the small changes that happen just from like those really small adjustments. Like I am so much leaner today than I was 4 days ago. It's whack. Cool. Damn. I know that's hard work right there. How many push-ups I got to do to get like that big, man? You know what's crazy? If you're still here, I've worked out 3 times a week for the last year up until 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, I added a 4th day and it's just a cardio day. So I only train 3 days a week. And that's the jam, man. Less is more. That's my philosophy. I don't have good genetics, so it's not like freak of nature over here. Look at my birth family. I do not have good genetics, but it really is like consistency is key. So that's the thing, right? If you're not consistent, you're never gonna like reap the rewards. And so what is the minimum effective dose and the simplest way to get you to be consistent? And so what I have found personally is the more I do, the less consistent I am. The less I do, the more consistent I am. And so we're optimizing for sustainability and long-term results because the consistency compounds, right? The consistency really matters more than anything. And so like, what is the recipe for long-term success? So that is for sure what we are doing. And it works pretty freaking good, man. Train 3 times a week. We're like, whoa, that's wrong. Pretty efficient at the gym stuff. We squat heavy. We do well with calisthenics. And we breathe well, man. We breathe well. So we have a good time. We smack when it comes to the gym. We all need strong base to get started. We do. We all need some base to get started. But I wonder what you were referencing. I would suspect you're not in the chat anymore because it did down to 1. But I wonder what you're referencing in that. And we all need a strong base to get started. But guys, this is where we are at in life. And we're building something amazing, right? I talk about this every day. We've got goals and we're not giving up on the goals. Like one of my friends was like, what are you doing for fun? It was yesterday, right? Like they were texting me, what are you doing for fun? And I was like, dude, I'm building this. Like I am building this. That's what I'm doing for fun because I have goals and I'm relentless right now. I am not letting up. But it's the perseverance of just the worst part of my life ever that gave me the like the skills I acquired in that phase of my life, right? But it's super cool. It all came to a point at some point, right? Like we just learned so much along the way, and every lesson I learned in life just kind of compounded into skills that are really driving the needle forward like a lot right now, which is super cool. Super cool. Dude, I knew it was missing something. We almost forgot the eggs, guys. What would I have done? I would have been so hungry tomorrow and like undernourished, and I would have been like, oh, dude, that would have been whack. Dude, that would have been the worst. Okay, so I use a lot of seasoning. This is like seasoning salt, some sodium. I consume a decent amount of sodium right now, especially because like I cook like things with not a lot of sodium. Like consuming sodium is dope. Okay, so what's up? Still here and appreciate it. Going from 250, 237 in about a month and 2 weeks now. So I got a long way to go, but you're 100% about the consistency. Yes. Congratulations. That's amazing. Even 13 pounds is not insignificant in a month. That's amazing. And woof, we got the sniffles, whatever. We did wake up a little sick this morning. Not super sick, but like just a wee bit sick. a little stuffy. But the burpees yesterday murdered me, guys. Like I did 500 burpees for time yesterday, and it destroyed me. It wrecked my freaking soul. It stole my soul. I never get sore. Like I said, I don't train very much. Like I train 3 times a week, and like a man on the internet, I accepted a challenge from him, or I offered a challenge, whatever the case may be. And so I'm wrecked. I'm freaking wrecked. The burpees, man. The burpees. But I'm glad I did it. Like it was a cool. Dang, dude. My cinnamon is like not cinnamoning. Come on, guys. Let's do better. Okay. Cool. But yeah, what's up, everybody? What's up? Thanks for joining me on this wonderful Sunday evening. We are out here cooking dinner, having a good old time, a grand old time. And it's going to be so good. I'm really hungry. I've been really, really hungry today. Like I said, we cut down on calories. So just a little bit. We've definitely leaned out. But was there a second question to that comment? Consistency. It wasn't a question. It was a comment. Yeah. Yo, consistency is definitely where it's at. It's like, people like, it's so cliche. People say it all the time. Like you hear people like Alex Hormozy and all these people. It's like, you just have to outwork the person next to you. You don't have to be the smartest one in the room. You have to be the hardest worker, right? If you're smart and a hard worker, it's even better. But it's all about showing up. And that is something that I've learned recently is like, dude, there's so much truth to that statement. I don't need to be smarter or even better than everybody else. I literally just need to show up on the days where I feel like I got kicked in the teeth. And that is the difference maker, right? Because most people won't show up. Like I have a friend, right? I have a friend who lives around here, and he has been doing Instagram, and his Instagram reels have been going crazy. I mean, like 700,000 views, and then just ghost town, absolute ghost town. And I messaged him because he posted yesterday about it. I was like, yo, where you been, man? And he was like, I got burnt out, like creator's block, stuff like that. And I'm like, that sucks. And your goal is now so much further than it was, like so much further, disproportionately further, not just 2 months further, but like 2 months compounded further. So way further than 2 months. And it's like, man, if you would have just stayed consistent, and I can't say much to him, right? Like I'm not judging him on the basis of like his failure, right? It's not really a failure, but it's a lesson to be learned for everybody. It's a lesson to be learned for all of us. And if we applied like this concept of minimum effective dose of what's the least amount of effort that I can put in to achieve the goal I'm going after, we're way less likely to burn out. So each day I've got a checklist of like daily KPAs that I'm doing every single day in order to grow my brand, grow my business, grow my school community. And after I check those off, if I don't feel like doing anything else, I don't. It's that simple. Like if I want to just like fuck off and watch TV once those are done, I can. I choose not to most days, but I certainly give myself the ability to because I checked the boxes. I did the minimum effective dose to achieve success, right? And just making sure that we check those boxes every day, that's how we win. That's how we show up. And it's super important that we continue to do that because the momentum compounds, whether it be in weight loss, in muscle gain, in business, in relationships. We have to continue to show up day in and day out with that minimum effective dose, right? And it's a cool concept. It's a super cool concept. And I'm so grateful for my friend and mentor that taught it to me. Because guys, it is like, it's undefeated. The minimum effective dose is absolutely just undefeated because it allows you to, like, we have to exist around baseline, right? Like, it's so important because the pendulum swings. And what I mean by that is life. Life is a zero-sum game. The vector is going to always be zero. And you may agree with it, you may not agree with it, but it doesn't change the reality of it. And so the vector always being zero, it being a zero-sum game, when you push really hard in one direction, the universe is going to swing you back in the other direction and bring you back to baseline. And so you should probably hover around baseline and be mindful of engineering the system so that the vector is zero, but you benefit in a net positive, which is possible. But it's a wild thing to think about, right? We want to be mindful of how the universe works so that it doesn't smack us on our booties, right? We don't want to be kicked in the feet, in the teeth, in the face. Life is already hard enough and complicated enough. Like, just reduce it down. Like, reductionism. Reduce it down to its simplest form, and that will get you so far in life. So far in life. Because, dudes, I was the type of person that I had to be like, my goal was like, I'm going to be the best, and I have to be the best. But then if I wasn't the best, I mean, literally the best, if I wasn't the best in the entire world, I gave up. And like, what are the odds that me, this 1 in 8 billion people, is going to be the best in the entire world? Very, very slim odds. And so in almost everything I did, in almost every pursuit, what it was like, I would get the fuckets. I would be like, oh, I'm not number one. I give up, right? And like, we don't want to do that. That is no good, because that's not progress, guys. That is how we live a life of mediocrity at best and misery for the most, for the most part. Guys, I'm even having like a hard time breathing. Like, not like dangerously having a hard time breathing, but like, I can just feel how tight everything is from those freaking burpees yesterday, guys. From those freaking burpees. Those burpees were the worst. Absolute worst. But, you know, it is what it is. But for dinner, I didn't tell you guys what I'm having for dinner. It's the same thing every day. So if you've been here before, we've seen it all before. But what we're having is 1 cup of jasmine rice, 3 whole eggs, 1 beef patty, 1 salmon patty, 1 bag of frozen fruit, 1 cup of frozen, just kidding, 1 bag of frozen vegetables, 1 cup of frozen fruit, which we thaw out a little bit, just a wee bit, and then 2 cups of Greek yogurt. And that is my dinner. We're eating kind of late today, which is dope. But what's everybody up to? What is everybody up to tonight? What are you doing on your Sunday night? And how do you wind down from your Sunday? Like, what's the vibe on your Sunday? Are you the type of person that likes going hard and enjoying the entire weekend in its entirety? Or are you the type of person that likes to wind down on a Sunday? Do you need time to recover and relax before the week starts again on Monday? I tend to be the first. I don't necessarily feel the drive, the desire, the urge to relax on a Sunday. But I do know a lot of people who are. And they're like, oh man, like, I don't want to, like, if we travel, I don't want to return home on a Sunday. I mean, I do. Like, I don't care, right? But a lot of people are like, oh, I need to get home on Saturday night so that I can recover on Sunday. I'm like, well, you know, I hate traveling with those people because, like, what am I going to do, right? I don't want to be by myself when I travel with people, but it'll be okay, right? You compromise for the people you care about. And plus, it's way more fun with people anyway. Life is just so much more fun with friends. And so I'm all about making friends and having a good time with them and growing these really strong, emotionally intimate connections, guys. Like, emotional intimacy is like, it's the OG. It's freaking goated, guys. Like, having these deep human connections with people is so cool. And it's something that, like, I've always wanted. I've craved. I feel like most people crave it, but I've craved it like my whole life. And I've just never been able to have these deep, and I mean deep, like emotionally intimate connections with humans. And it's so cool to be able to have them, but it starts from within. And that sounds so cliche, so cheesy, but it's true. It is super true. But guys, these yogurts are also amazing. Not as good as the deep emotional connections that come from human to human interaction, that like emotionally intimate. But this yogurt's a close second. It's pretty good. But what's everybody up to on their Sunday night? Are you winding it down? Are you in a different time zone? Is it already the next day where you are? Are you over in New Zealand? We got any New Zealanders or Aussies. Probably not. But it'd be cool, man. It'd be cool. I had a Dutch dude in the comments the other day. And so I pulled over my Dutch Shepherd because my Dutch Shepherd, her commands are in Dutch. Most of them. Some of them are in English, but most of them are in Dutch. She turned 5 in February 28th to be exact. Her name is Nala, and she is amazing. But guys, this looks not as fantastic, but it does smell good. So, and it's easy, guys. It's super easy. We're real dialed into nutrition right now. We've got big goals, and so we can't let up. Can't stop, won't stop. Go ahead and spread this out a little bit because it's hot, guys. It is hot, 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 hot. All the liquid in the vegetables and all the liquid in the rice and just, it's moist. It is moist. I know that's a weird word for people. I don't really get that one, but it takes a while to cool down, which is cool, which means like it doesn't get air temp too fast. Like it stays warm for a long time, but we definitely got to spread it out because otherwise it's way too hot. Check this out, guys. It's so good. It's so good. But what's everybody up to? How is it going on this Sunday? I'll be right back, guys. I'm not going anywhere. I am not going anywhere. I did not abandon you guys. No. No, I did not. I'm back. Cool, guys. I am abandoning you now, though. That was a bait and switch, a dirty trick. So I'm out. I'm going to be back for a little bit for an evening audit. We are going over to the table, to the tableau. We're going to eat some dinner, and then I will see you guys later tonight. Enjoy your Sunday if I don't see you again.